Hello and welcome to the Inspire Life podcast. My name is Michael. I'm your producer and co-host, and today I'm really excited to bring you an interview that I did with Irene Gabelnick. Now, Irene has done a lot of coaching over her years, and she actually started as a health and wellness coach, has transitioned into helping people write their books, but she is a lifelong learner when it comes to the wellness realm, and she has a lot of great tips for us about how to stay on track and keep your goals top of mind as we progress into the holiday season. I want to remind everyone that's listening to join the Inspired Living community. There is where Dr. Mel and I are sharing tons of our content. You're going to get things in there that we aren't going to put on the podcast, we aren't going to put out on YouTube. And that's really just where you can connect with us one-on-one to learn more about what she does, learn more about what I do, and how we can best serve you on your health and healing journey. So without further ado, let's go ahead and tune into the episode. Welcome to the Inspire Life podcast. My name is Michael. I am your producer and co-host. And today I am really excited to have a special guest here, Irene Gabelnick.
You said it correctly.
Awesome. Well, thanks. I'm starting off well. And we are going to be talking a bit about eating healthy through the holiday season. We know that this time of year, there's a lot of different things out there that may pull us in one direction or the other. So Irene is going to talk with us just about how to stay on track, whether it's with your goals or just feeling really good about what it is that we're eating and how we're serving our bodies. But before we jump into that, Irene, I just want to ask you to maybe introduce yourself, how you got into the career path that you're in, and we'll start with that.
Great. Well, thank you, Michael. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. So my name's Irene Gabelnick, and I am a lifelong health and fitness geek. I mean, it's just what I've been reading, studying, just kind of what I enjoy. So my very first book was actually a weight loss book, but it's more about a lifestyle change than losing weight. And I share about how after my second child, I had a really hard time losing the baby weight. It took me a couple of years. With the first, it came off in 6 weeks. I was back in my jeans. With the second, it was a little harder. So once I did lose that baby weight, I've been able to keep it off now for over, 13 years now, a long time. And
Awesome.
So I share my secrets inside the book on how to lose that first 5 pounds to get you excited and motivated, and then how to keep it off for life. So that's really how I kind of got started in the health and fitness, is with my first book that I wrote. And now I've written a lot of books in a lot of different genres, but it's always has a special, place to me. And then I was the health and fitness expert on a live radio show for about 6 months or so, until I gave that up and started helping people, authors, write their books. But now I'm here with you.
Yeah. And, we talked a little bit before we started recording just about how you've always been passionate about health and wellness and fitness, and how it's just something that you've really learned to embody throughout your whole life, and helping others with that has been huge. So for today's episode, we're talking about the holidays, and you had talked about how you've worked with people specifically when it comes to the holidays. So I guess, with where to start when it comes to maybe food and the holidays and the mindset that goes around with it, I guess, what would you say is the most important place to start when it comes to those of us who really do want to stay on track during the holidays? I know personally I've gotten better over the past couple of years, but it used to be a time of just kind of indulgence and really not really listening to my body. So where would you say is the best place to start?
Well, Michael, you touch on a really good point, and there is one place to start, and it's all in your mindset. I mean, 100%, like anything else in business, in life, it's about your mindset. And it doesn't matter what you do or what you tell someone or what you learn. If you don't want to lose the weight or stay healthy, you won't. So it has to be your mindset. And for me, I mean, what happens like in the winter, especially if you live somewhere cold like I do, our bodies are naturally born to, fatten up for the winter because food was a scarcity back before we had freezers and refrigerators, but it's something that our bodies really haven't, conditioned to. And now at the holidays, it's just hard to resist the goodies. So for me, I don't like to say, oh, well, on, January 1st. And right now what I'm hearing everywhere is, well, 2021 will be better. I'm of the mindset 2020 will be better. I'm not waiting until January 1st to accomplish my business goals or my life goals or any goals. I want to finish the year strong. And what better way to wake up on January 1st, 2021, instead of saying, all right, now it's time, than to wake up feeling fantastic and amazing and getting through that holiday season and not feeling like your clothes are tight, but when you wake up, you put on those jeans, you're like, woohoo, they're a little loose today. I feel amazing. So it's about your mindset. And one of the easiest ways to do this, and you've probably done this, Michael, you're an entrepreneur and a podcaster, is set up a vision board. Is that something you use? I see your cute little pictures in the background and your chalkboard, right?
For sure. Yeah. We've got some kids artwork here but no, vision boards is something I work in a chiropractic office. Actually, my sister is the lead practitioner, and we have a practice member who loves to run vision board classes. So having a vision is really important too. In my work too, as a health coach, actually where I start with all my clients is creating a vision for what it is they want with their health and wellness and how they want to show up in their own lives. So I think going back to what you said when you started to talking about where to start is just understanding that we don't have to push things out, right? I mean, if we want something to happen and to come to fruition, the best time to start taking action is now, right? I mean, so often we get kind of maybe tricked into this idea that, if we look at 2020 and all that's occurred this year, well, 2021 will be better. We'll just start new then. Or like you said, the really common one is, well, New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose 15 pounds, whatever it may be. Why not instead have a vision that, okay, by the time I get to January 1st, I'm actually going to be well on my way to my goal. I'll have a vision that I'm working actively towards. And that way, instead of just kind of looking at the last month and a half of the year as a wash or as something that is going to be detrimental, it can actually be something that will serve you really well.
Exactly. And also you bring up a good point about, tomorrow, next year. A lot of people say, oh, well, I already blew it today. I'll start eating healthy tomorrow. Why? Start eating healthy this minute. Okay, so I had my treat earlier. So I already had that chocolate muffin. All right, maybe I shouldn't have had that donut at the office or what have you. But I can have a healthy dinner and I can make healthy choices for the rest of the day. And I can start right now. I don't have to wait until tomorrow. I don't have to eat that bag of Doritos because I already blew it. No, just say, okay, so I had that. That was my treat. No dessert tonight. And that's fine. Or I'll just have a small bite. A couple of things that really work, and everyone's heard this before, but are we doing it? I even forget to do it when I want to lose a couple pounds because, come on, we all fluctuate. Is to drink an entire glass of water before you sit down for your meal. So you feel full, and sometimes you think you're hungry, but you're just thirsty. So if you drink that water, sometimes you realize I don't even need a snack. I'm good. I really was just thirsty. So your mind can trick you.
Mm-hmm. You touch on a couple really great points. One of the things, when you're talking about having treats, and especially what I call sugar season, right? Which is like Thanksgiving to Christmas. It's okay to have those things once in a while and be mindful that this is something that we've talked about on the show before, but the all or nothing principle is a fabrication of the mind. Just because maybe you decided to grab a quick, croissant or something for breakfast doesn't mean that the rest of the day just has to be completely out the door, right? I mean, we have the choice and the decision with every meal or every time that we eat to choose something that's healthy or not. And it's not a big deal if you choose something that's not healthy. Just, what we do the majority of the time is what's going to lead us towards our goals. And when you do have those treats and those things that taste really good, just, like you said, have a couple bites, see how you feel. enjoy the moment, right? Because it does taste delicious, even though we know it's not the best for us. But enjoy the food, right? Don't have any guilt or shame around it. Just enjoy it for what it is, and then also be mindful of how it's going to play into your goals. So I love that you brought that point up. That's important.
Well, I was going to say we were going to talk a little bit about stress relief and talking about modern technology, right? That can add a little stress to our lives, right?
Absolutely.
You forgot your earbuds or AirPods, or the computer froze right in the middle of a Zoom meeting and you're presenting. I mean, these things happen, right? So a couple things just to, reduce your stress, which can cause you to overeat or jump for that Snickers bar instead of the apple, right? And it's okay to have a little piece of chocolate. Sometimes I'll buy a Hershey's bar and I love it because you can break off one little piece and just eat that one little piece with a little, decaf coffee or your favorite tea or something. And it satisfies that craving. But one of my favorite things, and not that I'm endorsing the product, is any type of stress relief lotion. And it's just the smell. The smell will trigger a happy emotion in you and calm you instantly. So, plus your hands are dry in the winter, and with all this COVID and washing your hands, you can put it on your hands and it smells great. So anything that lavender or eucalyptus or anything that's stress relief. And I always also keep some in the car, because you never know when someone cuts you off and you're battling road rage for a few minutes. Take your lotion, smell it. Just stay calm. Think, okay, maybe that person's rushing to the hospital. Everything's okay.
Yeah, I like that point that you brought up too, is that the holidays often bring up excess stress. And aromatherapy is really powerful. I mean, we have essential oils. I have this frankincense that I got from a practice member here that I use once in a while. But also too, what you said, the last part, if you're in the car or wherever it is, if there is perceived stress in the environment around us from other people, it's what we see outside of us is a mirror of what's going on internally. So take it as a message of maybe areas to focus on. But B, for example, like you said, someone's rushing past you on the highway, right? Instead of going into an assumption or a narrative about what's going on, or maybe that person's pissed off, like you said, maybe they're rushing to the hospital, maybe they're about to have a baby, maybe they have something really great that's about to happen. So just blessing people and allowing the craziness that ensues with this time of year, just to allow it to be, and try and focus on the things that happen in your life and how they come back to you, and what can you use those messages to help you do some self-exploration internally. So I like that you brought that point up as well.
Yeah, that was awesome, Michael. You're so right about that. Just be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Just be kind. You don't know what someone's going through. And more often than not, when someone snaps at you or, it gets angry, there's something else, especially if it's something minor, like, getting cut off or something on the road. Usually it's something internally that's much more serious than just that little incident that happened at the store where you're upset because the cashier is taking too long, or the person before you is returning something and they're gabbing or what have you. That can happen a lot in the stores, at shopping time, right? People are irate, and the poor workers are on their feet for hours, working long hours. They're exhausted. Just think to yourself, you don't know what that person's dealing with. Maybe their mom was diagnosed with cancer that morning, or they just broke up with someone, or you just don't know. So just be kind, and, kindness goes a long way.
It does, yes. Be kind to those around us as well as ourselves, especially through the holidays. One more thing that you had mentioned too, when it came to, I think it was your first book, and you talked about, if you have a goal of weight loss, sometimes getting started can be one of the most difficult things. And then you also talked about how once we're able to maybe lose that 5 pounds and, really realize some self-kindness, that we're doing things to help ourselves. I guess maybe this isn't even a question, but I just thought that was a really important thing to touch on. I didn't want to forget about that, because so often if we're trying to get started with anything that comes to health and wellness, right? Not just weight loss, but maybe it's a new exercise program, or trying a different holistic style of care. So often it can seem daunting in the beginning when it looks like we're climbing this huge mountain, but just going one step at a time helps make it happen. And then two, once we start to see the results or feel some of the relief that we are desiring, then it kind of spirals upward and we gain momentum. So I wanted to touch on that earlier and I forgot, but not all podcasts are linear.
Well, thank you for bringing that back up. I'm sorry that I interrupted
Well, it's okay.
But that's a very good point. And motivation, I mean, honestly, the first thing I talk about in the introduction and chapter 1 is how to get motivated to do it. Because if you don't have the motivation, you just won't do it. And I pretty much tell you straight out, I think on page 1, if you don't want to do this, I can't help you, because I can't help you. You have to have that desire. And that's where the vision board comes in. So you have to find a reason. So why do you want to lose weight? It's not about dropping your dress size. Let's be realistic. Yeah, that feels good. It's about feeling healthier, feeling more energetic, increasing your sex drive, just feeling better about yourself, and accomplishing your goals. Because when you lose weight, if you're carrying a little extra weight and you don't feel good about yourself, you look in the mirror. Once you lose that weight and you look in the mirror and you go, wow, look at this, my jeans are loose, and you feel better, your face looks a little bit thinner, you feel like you can conquer the world. You want to take on that project. You're excited to go to that meeting. You're excited to close that sale. You're excited to start working on your next book. It can change your life. So look at your end goal. Why do you want to lose weight? Do you want to have a healthier relationship with your partner? Whatever that reason is, use that as your motivator, and look at the end goal, and enjoy the ride. You don't have to give up all your favorite foods to lose weight. You don't have to give them up completely. You can do it. You can still have pizza. You're at a party. You really want that pizza. Don't eat 4 pieces. Just take some celery sticks and a salad, and take a small slice of pizza, cut it in half, and put the other half back. Well, not with Cora. You don't want to touch anything and put it back now, but take the smallest slice. And as much as I hate waste or throwing food away, when it comes to your health, it's okay to leave something on your plate. But put less on your plate to begin with, and plan to go back for seconds if you're still hungry. Take a little breather in between. Just take a few things, a small sliver of pie, a big glass of water, and then if you really, really want more after 5 minutes of being done, go up and get another small piece. It's okay. But don't take 3 full slices. I know for me, it's like I want the pumpkin, I want to try the apple pie, and I have to try, my favorite triple, chocolate cream, right? So I just take a few little slices that equal up to 1 slice. And that way I get to taste a little bit of each. So you don't have to give up everything. Just don't overindulge. And remember, there's always more food tomorrow. Someone isn't going to eat all the food and then there's no food left. And I found from doing market research and just talking to my audience that a lot of it comes from being worried that there isn't going to be enough tomorrow. Like everyone's afraid, we're in a recession. Everyone's kind of panicking about the stores running out of toilet paper. I have to eat that piece of pie because there won't be any pie tomorrow. I have to have it now. And it's not true. There's always going to be pie. There's always more toilet paper. We can get toilet paper, folks. It's still on the shelves. We didn't run out. We're not going to run out of food. We're not going to run out of chocolate. So just remember, there's always more. You'll always, always, always have more. And just kind of have an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. It's not easy, but you can train yourself to feel that way and think that way.
Yeah, you make a great point that, The way that humans evolved and the way our amygdala works is that when we see food, especially food that we know is high in sugar, and we're predisposed to believe that we're going to be in a scarcity mindset around it. So we have to consume it all at that portion. So it can be a challenge, but like you said, being mindful and understanding, what your vision is, what your goals are, will help you make those decisions that are going to help serve you as we navigate our way through the holiday season.
Exactly. And especially when you're eating out, there's always an abundance of food, and I'm a big doggy bag person. I mean, I don't care. I plan to take half of it home and have it the next day because, we're not eating out as much. So it's a super, super treat now. If and when we do, plan to take that home and heat it up in the toaster oven the next day. The microwave doesn't always, heat it up the best way where it tastes as good the first time, but, throw it in the oven or the toaster oven, crisp that half a slice of pizza back up again, or those leftover French fries, and have it again the next day. And then you get to have a treat 2 days without overindulging and feeling, bloated or not good about yourself.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So many great tips. I thank you for all the strategies that you're sharing with our audience. We're wrapping up on time here, so I do have one more question, and I ask this to every guest. So if you heard any episodes, you might know it's coming, but what is the one takeaway or the one thing that you want our audience to walk away with from today's episode?
Well, I think that's a wonderful question. And honestly, whatever your goal is, whether it's to lose weight or whether it's to start something new or change your life or change careers or write that book you've been wanting to write, which is my thing right now, just do it. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let naysayers stop you, because there will be people, and maybe they don't always, maybe they have, the best in mind for you because they don't want you to see you fail or they don't want to see you get hurt. But sometimes people are putting negativity in your ear, whether it's about your health or your weight. I remember one time someone had said to me when I first started losing the baby weight and I had gotten the flu, and they said, oh yeah, but you're just going to put it back on. No, I was not. I had to prove them wrong. So take that negativity, turn it into a positive, and keep going.
I love that. That's, there's always external stimuli coming in. A lot of times it's positive, sometimes it's negative. Do your best to transmute that energy and always turning it into a positive for yourself. So it's a powerful message. I thank you.
Inspire. Love the podcast.
Yes. Before we wrap up today, share with our audience, how can they get in touch with you, and share more too about, where you're currently at with your career and what you are helping people accomplish.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So I was thinking about launching a weight loss program in January, but I'm thinking about that end of year. I might do it in December. But what I've been focusing on is my books. I have several upcoming books that are going to be published, including One Book Can Change Your Life, How to Write, Publish, and Promote Your First Book. You can also grab your free guide, 10 Easy Steps to Start Writing Your Book Today, at my website, irenegabelnick.com. And you can hear about my upcoming course on how to write a book and get published. Also, you can grab a free copy, a paperback copy of my first book, Zipping It Up, How to Lose 5 Pounds Fast. Look great in that little black dress. Just go to free book on my website in the menu. And lots of great books. How to Look Great Naked is coming up. Zipping It Off, 20 Amazing Secrets. And lots of collaborations. My good friend Janelle Gordon, our book co-written, The 8 Faces of Freedom. Her true story from going as a survivor of sex trafficking, sorry, I get choked up, to now she is doing her first TED Talk in December. We're launching the 8 Faces of Freedom in December, along with the Power of Why. I mean, just lots of amazing things. But go grab your freebies, irenegabelnick.com, and all across the board in social media, it's Irene Gabelnick.
Awesome. IreneGabelnick.com. I'll put all of that in the notes and let everyone know. Irene, thanks so much for just, sharing your light with the world and really being a positive influence for everyone that you come in contact with. I've really enjoyed today's conversation. This has been fun.
Thanks, Michael. I had a great time.
Awesome. And to all of our listeners, as always, keep inspiring. Thank you. Thanks for tuning into the Inspire Life podcast today. Please comment, like, and subscribe on whatever channel it is you're listening in on today. Also, don't forget, like I said in the beginning of the episode, to jump on over to Facebook and join the Inspired Living community. There, Dr. Mel and I answer all of your questions and share our content to help you continue to live your most inspired and thriving life. And until next time, keep inspiring.